Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching the Political Vigilante Truth rise from underneath Wayne Manor, some Gotham City, making Gotham great again. So we have been covering the Epstein case since he got arrested in July 19. We've covered the Maxwell case when she got arrested a little over a year and a half ago, and her trial began 6-7 months ago, and basically began in December of 2021. And when she got the 20-year sentencing, I have said this, I told you, the reason you all watch the show is, I'm going to call it. This case, I know how these ruling elite sociopaths think. And the biggest thing we've talked about is it's covering up. Her trial was a show trial. So I said, if she does get convicted, it'll be a lighter sentence. Or if she gets a long sentence, which she did, she got 20 years, they will move her to a country club prison. Well, what happened today? Look at this story that was on CNN's Twitter feed. Ghislaine Maxwell has been transferred to a low-security federal prison in Florida to continue serving her 20-year sentence for sex trafficking. Wow. I told you this would happen, right? And is this all over the news? No, it's not. And I told you when this happens, there'll be some other story trending. Joe Biden has COVID, which, okay, you can make a fair, the president has COVID. It was big news when Donald Trump had COVID because these are older men. It's hit older people a lot harder. Even if you're vaccinated, boy, it can still, and if you're that old, you can still die from it, right? It's dangerous. Daily, minute-by-minute updates. And again, it's the president. When any president gets severely sick, it's news. And during the middle of a pandemic, Trump got it. It was news. And you could argue it's legitimate news because if the president, be it either Trump or Biden, is so sick that they can't do their job, then the vice president steps up. And if either one of them were to have died from this, well then, and right now, what if his symptoms get worse and there's complications and this and that, now he goes under, then Kamala Harris will immediately be sworn in as president. If he passes away, like this is news. If the president gets this sick, Kamala Harris could be president, just like Mike Pence could have been president when Trump got it. And Trump got it before a vaccine was even around. He got $1 million in healthcare. So I told you some big thing will happen. He's got mild symptoms. Are these two connected? I mean, is it so? Did somebody go, hey, we're going to move Maxwell to a low security prison? Why don't we go find a positive COVID test that Biden takes? Whether he's got it or not, they could just go, oh, the test came back positive. Let's let him rest. Mild symptoms. But I'm just telling you. Or Joe Biden gets COVID. It's legit. He's got COVID. Mild symptoms as they're telling us. And they're like, let's move her to the prison now. Let's move her to the prison now. It's probably that. It could be just as simple as that. We're going to move her to a prison. And we're talking January 6th. And, Putin and, Russia and the Ukraine just agreed to some sort of deal that the UN, they're trying to broker peace talks. These are all legit stories. Like, okay. But I told you something big would happen when they start going easy on her. Let's read the story. Maxwell has been assigned to Tallahassee FCI, described on its website as its own website, a low security federal correctional institution with a detention center. Low security. I wonder, are they going to, so Epstein was in like a maximum security prison. He was on suicide watch, and weird, the cameras broke and the guards were, shopping on Etsy or whatever. And everything got kind of bungled up. So what's going to happen to the low security prison? It's probably going to be easier for Mossad to get in there. Remember when I interviewed CIA whistleblower John Kiriakou, who said his quote was, "This feels like the Israelis when Epstein died in prison." He didn't directly say Mossad killed Epstein, but he alluded to that, right? You're in a low security prison. Sure would be easy for somebody to get in there, I would imagine. Or she going to escape in the middle of the night and we don't know where she is. And the day she escapes, that's when like, Ghislaine Maxwell's escaped from prison. What? Oh my God. We got to talk about this in the news 24/7. Oh, indictment. We're going to go arrest Trump. Everyone's rioting. Wait, what? Huh? What about Maxwell? Huh? What do you mean? Trump. She got moved to a low security prison. Wait a minute. What about the list of all of the names? When are the names going to come out of all of the people? We're going to get to that in a second, but Joe Biden's got COVID. Maxwell, listen to this thing. And this article was literally 4 paragraphs. This is on CNN.com. I was watching CNN today. I didn't see it on this actual news. So again, this is what we talk about, how the media, I don't call the media fake news. I think that's a ridiculous thing. And that's used to discredit. I mean, Trump would say that all the time, and it's not accurate. The media frames things. They market stuff. There's propaganda. They deliberately talk about this thing and deliberately not talk about that thing. In this case, this is them saying, oh, we covered it. Here's our article. We told everybody. We're not hiding this. But you would think the most notorious pedophile sex trafficker in the world that we have ever known about, there might be worse. There are worse. They're not in the news. They didn't get arrested. Is Jeffrey Epstein. This was his girlfriend. She trafficked children with him and participated. She is also a pedophile and a rapist. This is the single biggest conspiracy the world has ever known. And it gets a 4-paragraph article on CNN.com. Read this though with me. Maxwell has been detained since her arrest in July of 2020, and prosecutors said she received credit for 2 years of time served. She is due to be released in 2037. Oh, she's already gotten credit? She's already gotten credit. They gave her credit. Remember when I showed you? So on May 2nd or 3rd, the day the Supreme Court leak came out, where the Supreme Court was said, we're thinking about, or whatever that leak said, we're going to get rid of Roe v. Wade. It hadn't actually happened yet, but they were talking about it and everybody was going nuts about it. Okay, and Roe v. Wade's been overturned. That's big news. It's serious. But that was the same day Judge Allison Nathan said, oh, the maximum amount that she reduced the maximum sentencing for Ghislaine Maxwell. R. Kelly, black man who raped and trafficked children. He is also a pedophile and a sex trafficker, just like Ghislaine Maxwell. He got 30 years in prison, which good. I'm glad his victims got some justice, but she gets 20. Like Ghislaine Maxwell is the ultimate Karen. She complained to the manager, this isn't fair. Remember her lawyers were like, prison is not comfortable. Oh, that's right, bitch. You're in jail for being a rapist, pedophile, sex trafficker. Yeah, it's going to be hard. I'm sorry. It's not a yacht that you can hang out with or fly around and go to Epstein's Island with Jean-Luc Brunel, another billionaire who hung himself in a French prison. And that made no news. When that happened, oh, Ukraine was going down. And now, okay, there's no cameras allowed in federal court. She was in federal court. But I've shown you, the Whitey Bulger case was, so there was no cameras, but the Department of Justice put Whitey Bulger's mugshot on their website. When they arrested these, whatever, MS-13 gangsters, the drug cartel guys or whatever on the Department of Justice, another federal trial, all of their mugshots were out there to show America these scary Mexican drug dealers. No mugshot for Ghislaine Maxwell. She's being moved to a low security prison. No mugshot. There's no camera footage of this. There's no cameras going, this is her getting out of the van, getting out of the prison, getting into the van. You would think there'd be a team a gaggle of reporters following her the way they would in the Johnny Depp trial gets all this coverage. And I granted, I know that case was a civil trial, so you could have cameras in there. But even the coverage, I'm talking about outside the courtroom. I understand you can't have cameras in the federal courtroom, but no cameras outside of it. How come there's no footage of her being moved? There's no law saying you can't have, there's no reporters shooting outside of the prison, showing her walking in an orange jumpsuit and handcuffs out of the prison into a van being transferred. There's none of that. There's no footage of that anywhere. That's so weird. But at least we have this. There's just all of these. There's just a myriad of these. And she's called socialite. No, you're a pedophile. You're a rapist, pedophile, sex trafficking monster, just like Jeffrey Epstein. You're not a socialite. The judge, Allison Nathan, who reduced the maximum amount of years she could be sentenced in early May, the day the SCOTUS leak came out about Roe v. Wade. I'm telling you, I show you this every time. Every time they do some like Maxwell and they just want to keep this quiet. They just want to keep this quiet. You would think the prosecutors would be like, wait a minute, why is she being moved to a low security prison? Actually, she should be moved, in my opinion, Maxwell should be moved to a male prison where she can get raped every goddamn day and then know what it's like. That's my thing. And I think R. Kelly should be moved to an all-white prison so he can get raped by the Aryan Brotherhood so they can get a sense of what they did. But this is the judge. Maxwell will get off because she has dirt covering for too many of the world's elites. That's the issue here. This is my opinion. Well, here are the facts. We know they have all of this evidence that was taken out of Epstein's apartment, his penthouse in New York, and from his place in the Virgin Islands. They showed us, the media showed us, they seizing, the FBI wheeling out on dolly trucks, stacks of boxes and hard drives and photos and whatever else. We haven't seen any of that. Nobody is allowed. We don't know. No names are released. Nobody else is being prosecuted. I'm telling you, if you're a mid-level drug dealer, they're going to bust as many people as possible until they get up to the CIA. And then you're going to shoot yourself in the back of the head like Gary Webb did twice. Let's just talk about who she is. She is a member of the Skull and Bones sister society, Quill and Dagger. Now, remember in 2004, when John Kerry was running for president, it came out that both Kerry and George W. Bush were in the Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. She's in the sister. Who knew there's a sister version? She was John Kerry's national counsel in 2004. She was a special assistant White House to Barack Obama, appointed to federal bench by Obama. She was appointed to the appeals court this year by Joe Biden. She is a ruling elite. They put her in place. They've put her in key positions. But you'd again think wouldn't the prosecutor be outraged that Ghislaine Maxwell is moved to a low security prison? The prosecutor wouldn't at least be like, wait a minute. The victims wouldn't be like, wait a minute. Well, the prosecutor was James Comey's daughter, Maureen Comey. Oh, look, more of these photos. So no reporters wanted to go cover this. Nobody? There's not one frame of footage of her just being moved, just getting into it. Just the van they didn't take a secret highway, did they? Or did she get to fly down there in a jet? So there's no footage of her getting on and off a plane or a jet or something or a van to be moved from the East Coast to there. Nothing, no footage. They wouldn't. I see footage of Harvey Weinstein, rapist piece of shit that he is, walking around in his walker outside the courthouse. Why don't we see? There's no footage. I find this hard to believe. All the high profile cases, Reporters are figuring out they get some footage because they know just some footage is going to be big. But this is all we get is this stuff. And again, here's just some flight logs. Oh, look, there's Bill Gates. Bill Clinton was on 26 times. Epstein has known. Bill Gates likes to say, oh, we just knew each other. I was on his plane once and we just knew each other since like 2011. This is from 2013. No, there's evidence. And Whitney Webb has shown you evidence that goes all the way back to before the year 2000, like 97. And remember during the Maxwell trial in December of last year, where 118 pages of flight logs got released. And in it, it showed that Donald Trump had 4 more flights on Epstein's plane than we originally thought. Initially, we thought there was just 1, but there's 4 more now, totaling 5. You would think Joy-Ann Reid and Rachel Maddow and Anderson Cooper would be going nuts about that information. The reason they're not is because if they go and show how Trump has ties to Epstein, then they have to reveal the Clinton ties and the Alan Dershowitz ties and the celebrity ties. Because if you go after Trump, then you're going after all of them because they all know each other. Oh, there he is with Prince Andrew in June. This is June of 2019. This is when Trump's like, I don't know Prince Andrew. We've never met. So he lied because they met literally in England. Right? This is Trump hanging out with Ghislaine Maxwell numerous times. I mean, this goes back to the early 90s. There's Epstein. They're all hanging out. There's Epstein again. Naomi Campbell. She participated in a lot of creepy stuff because the modeling industry, Jean Lupernell, modeling agent, hung himself in prison. Nobody's talking about that. Peter Nygaard, who's basically called the Canadian Epstein in the fashion industry, he got arrested. Who knows what happened to him? Is he just got out on good behavior? Did he hang himself with a paper t-shirt? What happened to those guys? Oh, hey, there's Bill Clinton and Trump. They're all pals. And there's the 2 former mayors of New York. You know, the prison where Epstein hung himself was in New York. A lot of smoke and mirrors, kids. A lot of smoke and mirrors. The ruling elites, the pedophile, sex trafficking, billionaire ruling elites want this to go away. And too many people were talking about it 3 years ago. When Epstein got arrested and then he hung himself, too many people were asking questions. And hashtag Epstein didn't kill himself was trending. Lindsey Graham was asking that question in Congress at a Senate hearing, right? Sorry. That made the ruling elites go, this is getting too much press. And that's why all my Epstein videos started to get suppressed. So 3 summers ago, all my Epstein videos, go to my Epstein playlist on YouTube. You'll see my videos get 100, 200, 300,000 videos. That's when I went from 20,000 to 50,000 subscribers. I won't let this story go, which has cost me money. February 1st, 2021, I got demonetized. Mainly for talking about this. Ann Lee Camp and I were talking about JFK on government secrets. Let's look real quick. I want to show you this real quick. I forgot to do this. Let me show you this real quick. I just want to let's show you real quick before we wrap up the segment. I went to CNN.com's homepage just to see what else they're talking about. Look at this. This is what they're talking about. The Walmart story. Oh, they're talking about, this is January 6th. This is gay same-sex marriage debate. Pope went to Canada to apologize. Okay. Paul Sorvino died. Oh, he was a really good actor. Pastor robbed at gunpoint, more than 1 million. Robbery story. Jason Momoa, Kate Moss story. An ad. Delivery startup. Oh, you too can be a billionaire story. Isn't that fun? Napping regularly helps. Okay, napping helps. All right. The most notorious global sex trafficking ring. Children getting raped and sold and trafficked around the world by the most powerful people in the world. That somehow couldn't make it to the home. So this Maxwell story was buried. It's not even on the homepage. As a Jewish American, okay, more January 6th. Uvalde, okay, the mass shooting incident, okay. USMA helicopters hold first live fire drills in South Korea since 2019, out pushing the war machine. Reach out to old friends, federal judge, Marvel story stuff, okay, pushing Hollywood movies. Tech stuff. Oh, Brad Pitt. Oh, celebrities, sexy. Oh, I wonder who he's dating. Oh, NFL, sports, another multimillionaire. Did he date somebody, or is the football? What happened? Did they not call the right play? How to survive a rattlesnake bite? Well, that's important. Most of us are going to come in contact with rattlesnakes. Totally, absolutely. I want to know more how to respond to a rattlesnake bite than how we can stop children from being raped and trafficked. Yeah, that's definitely more important. The rattlesnake bite is something that you have like less than getting struck by lightning is getting bitten by a rattlesnake. So we should definitely talk about that. Not Ghislaine Maxwell getting moved to a country club prison in Florida, which is where Epstein got arrested the first time in 2008. You know, where Acosta gave Epstein a really like a sweetheart, cushy deal where he got to leave. Is Ghislaine Maxwell going to get to leave during the day like Epstein did back in 2009? And then Acosta got put in Trump's cabinet. So when the QAnon ding-dongs think Trump had nothing to do with Epstein, they're fucking idiots that don't like facts. Is it like that? But wait, I'm sorry. Rattlesnakes. Okay, rattlesnakes. Sorry, I'm asking too many crazy questions. Oh, a local hero. Hey, look at this. A flying hotel yacht thing. Boy, that's important. Oh, Gangnam Style. We're bringing that back. What else do we got? Oh, this is paid content. More from CNN. Mystery in a cave. Cadillac. That's an expensive piece of dumb thing. Photos. There's a bull shooting fire. Well, okay, these are relevant. So we're back to the top of the thing. California wildfire. All right, at least they're talking about that. So you see it. I just wanted to show you firsthand. I wanted to show you firsthand how they cover this up. So CNN will be able to say, we covered it. We put the story out there. Where? Not even on their homepage. It's not even on the homepage at CNN.com. Oh, man. It's like that line in Apocalypse Now. Martin Sheen's character, Captain Willard, is talking and goes, oh, man, the shit stacked up so high in Vietnam, you needed wings to stay above it. The bullshit stacks up so high with this Epstein case, you need wings to stay above it. I'm not going to stop covering this case, guys. This keeps, where are the names? When are some other people going to get arrested? When is anyone going to do anything? Stanley Kubrick said, he's the director of the movie Eyes Wide Shut and Space Odyssey, 2001, Clockwork Orange, a brilliant filmmaker, said the world is run by pedophiles. Go watch Eyes Wide Shut again. It's basically what that movie is he's exposing it. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth, and shave your knuckles for justice. Thanks for watching. You're the best, smartest fans in the world. You've stayed with me through all this, watching all of this stuff. Thank you.